Good afternoon. The race for speakership of Uganda's 12th parliament is intensifying, with several legislators declaring interest in the top parliamentary seat. That being said, Justice Minister and Democratic Party President Norbert Mao has officially joined the contest, positioning his bid as a push for integrity and institutional reform. Mao has also written to President Yoweri Museveni seeking support from MPs of the ruling National Resistance Movement. He joins a growing field that includes Aringa South MP-elect Aliyon Odria, State Minister Persis Namuganza, and Bali City Woman Member of Parliament-elect Lydia Wanyoto Mutende, all challenging the incumbent Speaker Anita Among. Now, the Speaker will be elected by MPs through a secret ballot when the new Parliament convenes in May. We'll continue to follow these developments as they are unfolding in the political context. Stay with us for more news coverage here on NTV at 1. I am Priscilla Regina Naluoga. William Ngoma, the military spokesperson of the M23 rebel group, has been killed in an army drone strike in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
The farmer is losing.
Sugarcane farmers in Masindi district have dragged government to court over the removal of roadside sugarcane way bridges. They want court to order the reinstatement of these way bridges. And
you've seen nothing yet. We're going to do better and better and better. This is the golden age of America.
President Donald Trump delivered his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday, a potentially pivotal moment as the White House seeks to firm up support among Republican voters ahead of November's midterm elections. Good afternoon and welcome to NTV at 1. I am Priscilla Regina Naluoga. This afternoon we begin with across the border in the Democratic Republic of Congo, where the military spokesperson of the M23 rebel group, Willy Ngoma, has been killed in an army drone strike in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. His death has been confirmed by two senior rebel officials, a regional diplomat and a Western government advisor. We do have more of these details.
The military spokesperson for the M23 rebel group of sustained drone attacks on the area by the Congolese army, one of the senior M23 officials said. Rubaya is a strategic coltan mining hub that produces around 15% of the world's supply, making it a key financial stronghold for the M23 rebels. The Congolese government recently added the site to a short list of strategic mining assets being offered to the United States under a minerals cooperation framework. Civil society sources reported heavy fighting in several localities near Rubaya since Sunday, forcing hundreds of families to flee the area. Ngoma had been under European Union sanctions since December 2022 for its role as the M23 spokesperson. The killing comes as Qatar-mediated ceasefire efforts continue, with Kinshasa and M23 having signed agreements in Doha to establish a joint ceasefire monitoring and verification mechanism involving Qatar, the United States and the African Union as observers.
Now back home, we look to the sugarcane farmers in Masindi district that have dragged the government to court over the removal of roadside sugarcane way bridges and demanding their immediate reinstatement and compensation for losses incurred during the closure. The move follows failed attempts to have the decision reversed after stakeholders meeting on Tuesday chaired by Masindi Resident District Commissioner Darius Naninda, ending without a resolution. Frustrated by the outcome, the farmers have threatened to stage protests, saying they will use all lawful means necessary to have their concerns addressed.
It's now almost 2 weeks since government, through the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Cooperatives, removed roadside sugarcane web bridges in Masindi district. The move dissatisfied sugarcane farmers in Masindi district and the Bunyoro Sugarcane Farmers Cooperative Union. The farmers said the decision is oppressive and economically damaging. The impasse prompted the Minister of State for Trade, General Wilson Mbasombadi, to convene as agreed in principle to reinstate the web bridges.
The reason for agreeing that web bridges should exist, we agree that the farmer must ascertain the weight of his sugar cane.
However, disagreement arose over the specific locations where the web bridges will be reinstated. The minister subsequently directed RDC Darius Nandinda to organize for another meeting in Masindi to reach a consensus,
so that we agree exactly where we are going to put these web bridges.
That follow-up meeting was held yesterday at Kabalega Resort in Masindi, but ended without any agreement. Many sugarcane farmers who turned up for the meeting were denied entry, with only a few representatives allowed to similar to the arrangement in Kampala.
Kubanga ate batulesaawo ne beggalira ffe ne tusigala nga tetumatidde.
They also accused some of their leaders of betraying them and failing to defend their interests. They alleged that while leaders and government show concern during election periods, they later neglect the people's struggles. The farmers are now calling upon the Prime Minister, Robina Nabanja, and other leaders from Bunyoro sub-region to intervene and support them.
Prime Minister. No tugondeze ebirungi nga Bunyoro. Ngije twedija kubara mu Bunyoro. Na mu bulungi bwawe. Tukusaba otujune.
Mwije Bunyoro. Ekitali bwaitu naitwa abayusi tujja kwekarakasi. Munatusiba.
In the meantime, the farmers are running to court, accusing the government of unlawfully removing and damaging their roadside sugarcane web bridges.
To me, I think it is our inalienable right to get justice in case we do not get it civilly.
They are seeking a court order compelling the government to restore the web bridges and compensate them for the financial losses suffered.
For just dismantling our web bridges without even giving just a warning.
The case has been filed before the Masindi High Court, with the hearing scheduled for tomorrow. Herbert Kamoga, NTV.
All right, thank you, Herbert Kamoga. Meanwhile, learning in many rural areas where electricity has not yet been extended remains a major challenge. The situation is even more difficult at night when children are unable to revise or complete their homework due to lack of lighting. Now, in Dokolo district, this has been partly blamed for poor performance in national examinations. In response, several agencies have stepped in with interventions aimed at improving access to lighting and creating a better learning environment for learners.
Over the year, the district has been among the 10 underperforming districts in Uganda in primary living examination when released.
Today, with support of Iconic Earth Foundation, we are launching the Watson Lightening Lives project, which is aiming at distributing solar lamps to at least 1,100 children in Dokolo district this year. And then next year, we also hope to at least distribute about 10,000 to 20,000 lights. From here, we'll be going to Soroti to also launch the same project. And we are glad for the support from Iconic Earth Foundation. They go back home, there's no electricity, so they just sleep. They're not able to invest time in reading.
We came into Uganda because we know that in the rural regions, children also suffer with these challenges, which make it difficult to get an education. And we want to empower these children and empower their future so they can get into secondary school and achieve their dreams. They will receive a lamp as part of the program. We will be monitoring the impact on the educational performance and also some stories of changes happening at home in their day-to-day routine and little stories you'd never think of as a result of the lamp.
The poor performance is blamed on poverty, since many households do not have reliable sources of power to enable learners revise at night.
The education sector has many challenges, and Dokoro has been one of the districts that has been struggling in the education sector. The literacy and numeracy levels are low, and this has translated into very poor performance at the PLE level.
Other children spend most of the time working in family farms, and some of them fail to go to school because they get overwhelmed by domestic work. This affects the performance in national examinations. The curriculum are very risky and unsafe for learning. They have a long-term side effect on the side of the learners. All these factors, if left unattended to, will continue to affect quality of education and performance.
Last year we registered 25 candidates, 11 girls and then 14 boys. Did not get first grade, but we scored 7 in Division 2. Since our area is not having electricity, our learners, when they go home, they read, even sometimes they read at the fireplace for those families which do not afford the solar. And sometimes they use the candle, and when it gets finished, the reading also stops there. So parents are getting challenges of making children to read, to have enough time to read while they are at home. In some homes, they have this traditional lamp called a put in our local language. Others can afford aircon lamp, but all the same, they cannot work for long because they need power to be even some fuel, which is also expensive on the side of the farmers. The government should put electricity in rural areas.
Educationists in the district agree that the program has improved performance ever since it was introduced.
In the academic year 2025, we sat a total of 3,125. In Division 1, we got 136 candidates scoring Division 1, that is 4.4% in PLE.
Through the Words on Project Child Fund, in partnership with Eco Earth, 2,200 solar lamps have been distributed to learners in 8 selected districts in Teso and Lango. Julius Chen, NTV, Dokolo.
Turning to business and the economy, here is a look at what are the developments that are happening within the community. Beginning with the Bank of Uganda that has extended the licensing deadline for large SACCOs from March 31st to September 30th, 2026, giving the institutions more time to comply as well as engage stakeholders. Now, under the law, SACCOs with voluntary savings above 1.5 billion shillings or institutionalized capital exceeding 500 million shillings are now regulated by the central bank. Meanwhile, yields on government securities contributed to fall in July 2026, with the Ministry of Finance reporting that the 91-day Treasury bill dropped to 11.2% and the 182-day to 12.7% and the 364-day to 14%, even as demand remains strong, with auctions oversubscribed at an average bid to cover ratio of 2.16. Still in business, but shifting to regional developments, Kenya has granted Uganda the right to veto future hiring and firing of the Kenya Pipeline Company CEO as part of a deal for Kampala to acquire a 20 billion shilling stake and protect its share in the firm's IPO. Now, Kampala will also approve any issuance of new shares to prevent dilution of its ownership, while Kenya retains a 65% stake being sold via the Nairobi Stock Exchange. And on the transport front, you do have Uganda's plans to link its new railway line to Tanzania, challenging Kenya's Mombasa port. Now, the standard gauge railway is set to run from the Tanzania border through southern Uganda to Mpondwe on the DRC border, potentially diverting cargo from Kenya's northern corridor to Tanzania's central corridor. We're going to be taking a short break, but NTV at 1 continues shortly. Do stay with us.
Banking has never been this easy. Bank Kumapesa with DFCU. Your phone is your bank. No queues, no forms, just banking. Anywhere, anytime. Here's how you get started. Step 1. Dial *240#. Step 2. Select language. Step 3. Accept registration. Step 4. Account terms and conditions. Step 5. Enter account number. Step 6. Enter NIN for Ugandans or passport number for international. Step 7. Answer security question. Now, dial *240# anytime to pay bills, buy airtime, send money, load floats, manage cards, and even grab a loan of up to 5 million shillings. Welcome to DFCU Bank Kumapesa. Real banking convenience on your Mapesa phone.
DFCU, going further together.
Get the new Always #1 Skin Hygiene Protection, giving you a heavy flow 3 times better protection. Available in stores near you now at 2,500 shillings.
Cooking tips, tricks and hacks with Santa Lucia. Season food generously. Seasoning is the key to unlocking flavor. Do not be afraid to experiment with herbs, spices and seasonings to enhance the taste of your dishes. Remember to often emphasize the importance of seasoning to transform ordinary meals into extraordinary culinary creations. This cooking tip, trick and hack was brought to you by Santa Lucia.
Wa ebiseera bibadde bikaluba ddala nakyusa nagenda ku detergent ya layisi nalina okwoza buli kimu emirundi 2 so saalina kyakola naddayo ku Ariel
okuyonja kw'ennamadala mulota lumulokka.
Maria, I'm going to make the mandazi you like today. This is my wife Maria's recipe.
Maria! Maria, we've got the loan! We've got the loan!
But tell me, what's the secret to your success?
Maria is my inspiration. Everything that I do is to make Maria proud.
Welcome back to NTV at 1. Time check, 22 minutes past 1 o'clock. We now turn to conservation news. There were 426 chimpanzees recorded in Bwindi Impenetrable National Park last year, according to the first ever census of the endangered species in the park, a milestone experts say will strengthen conservation efforts. The census was conducted in 2025 by the Uganda Wildlife Authority with support from the US-based Jane Goodall Institute, and the findings were announced on Tuesday. Now, officials say the exercise, which assessed population size, density and distribution, marks a major step towards evidence-based conservation in one of Africa's most important protected landscapes. Now, the data is expected to guide future conservation investments in the park's densely populated forests. Now, the 320 square kilometer park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of Uganda's leading tourist attractions, also home to mountain gorillas, elephants and several antelope species.
Our partners, please come. Members of top management, commissioners.
WWF.
Yes, Jane Goodall Institute. Mr. Byambukama James. Thank you.
The establishment of scientific robust baseline cooperation site.
No. 4, 9, 8, 8, 2, 6. 2, 6 is in the middle. 9, 8, 8. 2. We used yes, it's all right. Top. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then we connect.
Ability to plan and manage the park using evidence-based approaches.
It's for the release of the census of the chimpanzees in Winnie. So
Chimpanzee nests. So a nest is where a chimpanzee,
which, like my colleague here stated, that we have to put into consideration.
the only way to go over that assignment is to sample.
Elsewhere, Senegal's Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko is pushing for tougher prison terms for same-sex acts, while Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky thanked the European Parliament amid Hungary's veto for fresh sanctions and loans. Kyiv also marking another year full Russian invasion with a solemn ceremony, and in the United States, President Trump defending his economic record during the State of the Union address despite voter concerns over inflation and jobs. Details do follow.
Senegal's Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko is pushing for a draft law that would double the maximum prison term from 5 to 10 years for same-sex practices under the conduct deemed unnatural, part of a wider crackdown on LGBT people. During a speech to the National Assembly, Sonko said the law would apply to all sexual acts between two people of the same sex, and the maximum prison sentence would be applied to any act committed with a person under the age of 21. Those found guilty could also face fines ranging from 13 million shillings to 64 million shillings. Sonko called on lawmakers of all parties to support the law and blamed the West for promoting support for LGBT rights and communities in Senegal and fomenting political controversy. Elsewhere, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky spoke to the European Parliament on Tuesday to thank them for their continued support. European nations had hoped to agree a fresh package of sanctions against Russia, as well as a 90 billion euro loan for Ukraine, but Hungary, which maintains close ties with Moscow, had on Monday kept up its veto on both Hungary and neighboring Slovakia, accusing Kyiv of deliberately blocking Russian oil supplies via the Druzhba pipeline, which Ukraine says it is trying to repair after a Russian strike last month. Meanwhile, dozens of Kyiv residents paused in silence as soldiers lowered military flags in the Ukrainian capital to mark another the year of Russia's full-scale invasion. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers on both sides have died or been wounded in Europe's deadliest conflict since World War II. Russian forces have killed tens of thousands of Ukrainian civilians and destroyed Ukrainian cities with years of missiles and drone strikes. And finally, President Donald Trump delivered his State of the Union address to a joint session of Congress on Tuesday, a potentially pivotal moment as the White House seeks to firm up support among Republican voters ahead of November's midterm elections. Trump put dollars and cents at the heart of his speech, but he stuck to a risky message on the economy that some strategists have warned could lose his Republican Party and congressional elections in November, when all 435 seats in the House and about a third of the Senate are in play. Democrats hope to take control from Republicans who have a majority in both chambers. In Trump's telling, inflation, mortgage rates, and gas prices are falling, while the stock market, oil production, and foreign direct investments are booming along with construction and factory jobs. However, he stopped short of acknowledging the pain that Americans still feel from rising prices, as he has in most of his recent speeches on this subject. The data shows inflation stalled and even tipped up last year, and the economy lost factory jobs. Voters told pollsters they are anxious about the economy and are dissatisfied with Trump's handling of the issue.
In sports, URAFC will this evening host Blacks Power at Nachubo Stadium as they seek to secure a place in the round of 16 of the Stanbic Uganda Cup. Their head coach says he will field his regular squad and is confident of victory.
Come on. Use your hand. I think everybody, as we are playing at home, everybody expects a good game because we are at home. We are lucky because I have not traveled. And remember, in the round of 64, we went up to Patong. So I think as we are at home, we are prepared enough. We are not resting any player. We are going to use the players we have been using in the league because we are trying to form a formidable team. We need those players to have that consistency to play in our game so that they can adapt to the style. But alhamdulillah, they have adapted only. We shall miss the service of Begesa. Begesa got an injury. Then the captain is coming back because he has been injured. But the rest, they are okay for tomorrow's game, inshallah.
And staying with sports, the Tusker Light Renzori Marathon has been awarded World Athletics Labour Road Race status, becoming the first marathon in Uganda and only the third in East Africa to earn the prestigious international recognition, as told in this report.
We are not only going to stop at the marathon. Sports tourism is going to be very, very critical. As most of you know, we have a strategy of growing our economy to $550 billion. And our target by 2040 is to ensure we focus on the 4 areas of ATMS, agriculture, tourism, minerals, and science and technology. So tourism is extremely critical. So this sports tourism, now we are tasking the Honorable Peter Gwang to start negotiations with the National Council of Sports to look at how we can hold a DP World International Golf Tournament.
But we have not been having an event where those people come in here in the country. And I want us in a special to clap for Amos. No one should take this credit, that it's only Amos who is able to identify the niche. After identifying the niche, invested these personal resources, we are now coming in to support him to ensure that what you've been seeing in the rest of the other world comes to Uganda. And we can pledge this today. I have told you, as the government of the Republic of Uganda, we are going to invest under the Ministry of Education and Sports $1 million, which is an equivalent of 3.5 billion.
We are very proud of what we've been able to do together with the organizers of the marathon. We have seen transformation in Kasese. We've seen the tourism in Uganda even grow more, especially sports tourism, with a lot of runners coming in. As Uganda Berets and as Tuskalites, our commitment is that we shall continue to do the work we've been doing from year one, and we encourage Ugandans to support and to come through for the run, and also to be able to support our country in terms of the tourism.
That wraps for you, NTV at 1. Thank you so much for having been with us, trusting that you have been informed. But for developing stories, you can turn to the hashtag NTV News across all our social media platforms, and our website is giving you the truth of the day. I am Priscilla Regina Naloga. Have an impactful afternoon.